Pow Wow, yo yippee yay guys, this is Pow number 33. Super excited to be with you guys. Today we're going to talk about the CHSB token, because I know a lot of people have been thinking about how can we bring this to Mars. Then we're going to talk about the DeFi, what will be the DeFi aspect within the Wealth app, what is going to be the roadmap of that beautiful DeFi industry within the Wealth app. Then we're going to talk about as well the markets, where we're heading with this recent bloodbath, and as always, have some fun stats and have some fun time together. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel. I'm the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. Really want to thank all of you guys for the lovely comments, the likes that you get on these videos, and all the subscription. If you guys are not part yet of the YouTube channel, please subscribe and please bring in the biggest amount of people. We really want to make sure that our ecosystem grows and that this beautiful baby here grows as much as possible. CHSB token. First thing you have to make sure, are we concerned about the price? Obviously, it's been quite stable for the moment. It was like a 12 cents, which was quite stable, and recently has been lost some momentum. We are very concerned about this. However, the nature of crypto, it's extremely volatile market. And given that factor, we should not worry too much, right? When there's bad bloods on the market, eventually the CHSB takes a hit. There's different themes that goes through in blockchains in general. And unfortunately, right now, the big one was DeFi. Even if we're part of that hybrid model between CeFi and DeFi, people were going for new projects, right? And we've seen crazy projects getting to top 30, top 50 in the last, recent bull market of August and September. But a lot of those are now losing some momentum, and you have to take consideration that we're resilient, and we will always be resilient, and we know we're not very far away than from growing. Another thing to take into account, and I mean, this, guys, I don't need to explain this to you, but just for the sake of it, when you see that our token, went from, June to July, and it went from 1 cent, right? Or from, 3 cents to 15 cents, that's quite a big jump, right? So obviously there's going to be some capitulation there. People that went probably here and sold, or some people took profit, and I understand that. And that's how the game of it is, right? If you have 90% of all your wealth into SwissBorg token, it's quite a, let's say, quite emotionally hard to keep, right? So I understand that. Me personally, I'm 99% of my wealth in the CHSB token. So there, I just take it as it is. But what we need to understand now, it's from here, why are we understanding that there is some capitulation here? And that has to do to multiple different things. I think so. SwissBorg as a network, we haven't been communicating effectively maybe on the nature of our token and how much greatness it has with this multi-utility framework that we have. And I think so this is something we're going to change a bit on our website within the Wealth app. We're really trying to show how is great our SwissBorg token and how it's the real heart of our ecosystem. I think so. Something else we need to improve a bit is how we get listed on bigger exchanges, right? We know that performance is correlated to volume, and we've seen that from this peak of $5 million volume to today 500,000 volume. We know that there's few sellers there, and therefore there's only few buyers. So this is something we need to address. We're doing some through Uniswap, but that's very small right now. And we know that hit BTC is really what's driving through the Wealth app, mostly the volume, but we need to be connected to another exchange to get into the bigger games. And that's something really working hard. Last but not least is you guys. I really want to stress out the fact how your voice, your brain, and your heart is very much linked to the performance of SwissBorg token and as well of our network. And I want you guys to think carefully. I know there's a lot of people have been sending in different ways to how to improve the SwissBorg token, but I'm asking you again, and I'll be asking you again and again and again, because you are the solution. Now, we together are the ones who are making the decisive choice of how we're going to be, the game changer and the new financial era. So in this video, please comment on different ways how we could bring our utility token to the masses, right? How can we communicate in a better way? That's one thing. Like, maybe there's something that's missing that maybe some of your friends have told you, like, well, but I don't understand, what is it? So how would we like to communicate on the CHSB? Something else what I'm asking here is, maybe there's few utilities that we have, right? We have the referendums, the voting, that hopefully we'll have very soon new ones. We have obviously the premium, and we'll develop, a second category of premium going forward. But are there any other things that we could think about? And I know that from last week, there's some comments that were great regarding REN, and I think so that's something really interesting. But can we find something that could be, implemented on a very short time frame? I'm asking all of you guys, think about different utilities that we could bring, right? And this could be real great features, right? As utility, it could be utilities or features such as the protect and burn, or something that could be led into the DAO new platform. So please, guys, go for it. Here on YouTube on this video, comment and show the heart in your brain. And obviously you could do this on Twitter. Just make sure that you're using hashtag CHSB and hashtag new utilities. Okay, so please do that. I'm looking forward to see all these great thoughts that you're gonna put together. Family board, as always, super excited to have new faces coming on. You know who this guy, JC Traz. This is my guy. Really happy to have you here, and obviously Chris, that has been amazing doing different AMAs in German and growing the community. Thank you so much, both of you guys, for helping us and bringing us to the next financial era. Talking about great people, couldn't picture him better than this. Philipp is really a great guy, very smart academic-wise, but as well a talented former hedge fund manager. He has launched Protos. He is helping us a lot on investment management team. He's doing some research, helping us on DeFi. It's really good to have him within the team. And thank you so much for all the trust. I'm really happy about this. Talking about great people, as always, Mr. Ivan on Tech has really been helping us, promoting us, and saying how essentially where our price of our token is still not at all at what it should be. It's really good to have not influencers, but real crypto economists backing our project. Talking about a little trophy there, we could see is that, Venture Labs, which is a very big, type of governmental framework, which helps a lot of scale-ups and startups. We are part of the Swiss Fintech leaders team, which is really cool. It really brings the fact that we are growing. We are now part of the best startups here in Switzerland. We'll have actually an event happening on Thursday. So any guys that are in Zurich or want to come meet us at Zurich, we'll be there. If not, we'll have as well. They'll be online. You guys could check it out. There's a link. Just check out on Venture Leaders, and I think so. We'll have like a pitch thing going on. And hopefully we'll have a lot of supporters to give me the good vibe. We'll comment in this video if you want to check it out. I really appreciate the fact that people really enjoy how we are bringing something different to the table. We're really bringing crypto wealth management. And it's true, Philipp, what you're saying is that we're bringing in best products, right? Maybe not be the best timing, obviously, the DeFi got just a massive kick, but we know that we're providing the best due diligence and making sure that all the projects that come within the platform should be legit. Obviously, you still have the choice and you should do your own due diligence, but we try to do our best in making sure we're bringing great projects. Another amazing person, Davidek from Italy, has been helping us a lot for the Italian market, for translating, for being part of the Telegram squad, and it's really cool to have people that help us to promote, again, our network. So again, Davide, thank you so much for this. This is really, really cool. Grazie mille. And looking forward to have more awesome people that could lead the DAO in a better way. Mati Greenspan, not the Mr. Greenspan, but another one that has been really involved in trading, and how essentially he's going to share all his best trades and how he looks at it. This is tomorrow at Cryptonites. Super excited to see this, and check out tomorrow night. The big topic, yielding. Yielding, my friends, is what we want, is what we love. And the reason is that it's a great new way to bring in a new function into the blockchain. It's been here for some time through, for example, ETH Land and as well centralized platforms. But now we're getting to a phase where we're having more and more projects, more liquidity, and therefore more solutions and more and better yields as well. What is the big thing? It's put money into yield account and get a return every day, right? That's exactly what interest rates used to do at banks. That doesn't exist anymore. And this is exactly what we want to do, right? So let's say in January 2020, you bought a Bitcoin. And unfortunately in March, as you guys know, well, things sucks and you lose 50% of your position. Now say that you're down that 50%, right? So you've lost from your one Bitcoin you bought, you lost pretty much $5,000. What if you thought that you were pretty sure that this was like the bottom of Bitcoin, and you knew that, this COVID thing was really exaggerated, and and we know what happened, and you would say, you know what, I'm gonna put as collateral my Bitcoin that's worth 5,000, right? And I am going to be able to borrow X amount of dollars or Bitcoin, for example. Well, you see in this case that this was done. For example, you bought one Bitcoin in January, and then you have one Bitcoin later, and from there to today, well, you haven't lost anything, right? You essentially are flat, which is good, right? What if in March, when that happened, you then borrowed $1,600, which is completely possible through Compound, Aave, whatsoever? You would say that you have made as today $2,500. So in this case, you are pledging the same amount of risk to some extent, and you have an initial compound effect of $2,500, so 25%. And this is a very good way, for example, how essentially you could essentially have similar risk, where at the same time you could really, bring more alpha to your portfolio, or another way, just have a better incentive if the markets are profitable. So this is, one just easy way of how, for example, lending and borrowing could be really good. And we have multiple different platforms we're partner, and we like very much them, centralized and decentralized, and this could be some ways where we could benefit for that. So within the Wealth app, so this is going to change a bit our Wealth app, because this is going to bring something really interesting, I think, so game changer for people that today were earning 0% on regular bank accounts, or other people that are trying to get into DeFi but it couldn't get access to it. Main reason, super complicated, very risky, and very highly gas fees as well. So we thought we're going to do, like always, something the most easy possible. We're going to have very slick interface where you're just going to see like quite widely on USDC how you could get some yield. And we believe this is the best way for you guys to get into DeFi without taking any risks, or at least very moderate risk. And we'll show the whole framework how it goes, but it's quite easy. It's within the marketplace, just be able to see if you're eligible or not. So you'll just have to fund your USDC account. Then you'll have essentially, obviously this, the yield will change on a daily basis because we'll be diversifying different strategies that we'll talk about hopefully soon. And you'll be able to see what's the compound, what's the interest you'll be making on a yearly basis. More interesting, which is really cool, and this is going more to financial planning and more to understand, you'll have ways to, as well predictions on earnings out of like a month or even further much. Like that, you could make sure that, what is exactly your goal plan and how do you want to get to that. And I think so this is going to be very really interesting for all of you guys. Now, more importantly, and this is something extremely important, we're going to be able to convert a lot of people to premium, given the fact that if you do that, through the regular account, well, you're going to make a decent, a decent return. However, if you are CHSB premium, and then hopefully soon we'll bring in super premium, you're going to earn even much more. So the CHSB token is really going to boost essentially your returns, not save fees, but really boosts. And I think so this is something that we need to put in our minds, is that the CHSB token enables you to do multiple different things, but as well boost your returns. And I think so by understanding that, people realize that maybe 50,000 tokens or the second premium that we'll bring in will be really worthwhile, because now it's not about just saving fees, it's actually making a big amount of return on top of it. So I think this is going to be very exciting, and looking forward to hear comments here. Now let's talk about DAI. So DAI, as you guys know, it's one of the most interesting projects out of DeFi. The main reason is that they were the first decentralized stablecoin that happened, I think so last year. I really like the team, like the project. It's very simple. There's essentially what it is. It's a stable coin that it's pegged on the dollar, but it's not backed by the dollar, which I think so is quite interesting to see. The multi-DAI came out this year or last year, late last year, and right now they're able to collateralize over 150% the DAI with Ether, Bitcoins, and other ERC-20 tokens. And the team itself is great. The governance model with the Maker token is very interesting as well. There's multiple referendums, and we've seen that in stress times that they were able to deal with without not dying, which is something not always very easy to manage. We know that their ecosystem is quite massive. There's so many exchanges, so many apps, so many wallets that were integrated with the integrated DAI. They're very transparent. They're really a great DAO, and I think so that is one the main reasons why we always been extremely looking forward to work with these guys, because they complete us in a lot of different ways, and the whole team itself. So that's one of the main reasons why we've listed it. And for taking part in the lending and borrowing business, this is going to be a great way as well in the future, because we know that as DAI is one of the great ones to pledge and get returns on borrowing and lending. The markets. The market's going a little bit crazy this last days. They're quite correlated to the main traditional markets. There's been some bloodbath on both sides. People are in still this mode. We don't know what it is until we don't break down that 9,000 support. I think so. We're still in this okay mode that we don't know which is pretty sideways type of market. We don't know roughly where we're going. In terms of Ether, when you see Bitcoin to Ether, there's this massive resistance that is at roughly 0.04, a little bit above that. That's been tested multiple different times. If we do break that, most probably ETH is going to have a jump, like go at least to 600 to 700. So that's a very close one to look at very carefully. With the emergence of all these DeFi projects and the usage of Ethereum network and potential Ethereum 2.0, there's a lot of things backing Ether right now, and it seems to be a right play to be with it. Right now, it's more wait and see type of thing, but yeah, if that resistance breaks, we're gonna go for extremely fun ride, which will probably bring in another rally of altcoins, and that will favor the CHSB token and multiple different projects that goes from this DeFi aspect. Talking about DeFi, though, massive correction these last days. Last week, these projects that went 50x, 100x, 1000x are now essentially in a bloodbath, which is normal. There's always people taking profit, people switching, going back to Ether, people that just see that, maybe 2,000% is a bit too much year to date, which makes sense, right? Talking about innovation and talking about copycats and DeFi craze, we know well that some people are changing the game and some people are copying the game. And Swerve, that we know quite well, has been a project saying we are going to do the Curve 2.0. Please trust us. Come with our platform. Do some yield farming. We'll provide the best tokens. You're going to earn the best APY out of this next 2 weeks. We're going to distribute the biggest amount of tokens. And we saw a lot of volume going from Curve to Swerve. And that was great for them. But then people just left when they realized that they're not going to be distributing their 9 million tokens per week or for whatever. And that has to do a lot to the fact that it's not easy to innovate. It's very complicated and it's very easy to copy, but it's very hard to build a community as well. A very sticky one that we have at SwissBorg, right? Obviously the good times, there's more people coming to SwissBorg. The bad times, it gets harder, but we're still profoundly connected to our mission, our vision, and we're not just copying these, different projects. And that has to do a lot about who you want to attract as user, as community. And a lot of these DeFi guys, Sushi Swap, all these different things are very similar, which is that, okay, I'm just going to copy paste and I'm going to make millions. And maybe you're going to do that on the short term, but in the long run, all these projects will die. It's just as it is. It's if you build a community and very strong products, strong technology behind it, people have been using it for the right reasons. If you're just bidding, incentive out of this, free way to use your platform in a very short run, and on top of it, make great returns, that will happen until you have enough bottles of champagne to spray on everyone. The day there's no more bottle of champagne, well, people go back and just go drink some beer at their local pub. And that's what a lot of people are in the crypto space. And this is a great example where, today I think so. There's pretty much nothing less on Swerve, maybe 50 million left, I think so, and maybe that's gonna even drop to nothing. So we'll see how things goes. Anyways, best luck to the both of them, and looking forward to see what is gonna happen. Protect and Bird. We finally did the Protect and Bird, the 6th one. Super proud of it. It's good. It was a bit of a small one, obviously. However, it's very important to really show that we will make sure that the CHSB token goes to Mars, and there's no retreat and there's no surrender. As always, the new burn will start to make fees starting today, I presume, and hopefully not burn anything until we get at least the 20 cents. That would be great. SwissBorg stats. 46,000 users, close to 30 million. We lost a bit. The fact really comes from the CHSB token appreciation and the market overall. 5 million in volume, massive volume though yesterday, which is quite crazy. A lot of people trading CHSB token within the wealth app. So great passover to buyers and sellers, people panicking and people smart that are getting in a low price. I really like that, especially the fact that it's between different users within the wealth app. We saw as well that a lot of people flew to Bitcoin, which makes sense, right? And a lot of people got flued. A fair amount of people went flued in the yesterday to CHSB tokens, which is cool. We just had the protect and burn, as you guys know. Last but not least, close to 40 million CHSB token that are staked. As you guys know, it's always a great thing to do. I really enjoy doing this Pow Wow with you guys, which was 33. Please, again, remind yourself, what are the different ways we could communicate better the CHSB token? Is it to address the message in a different way, change a bit our website, have master classes and bring in newbies in it, have a more institutional approach and sell this to institutions? Second, which is very important, is how can we add new utilities or new features to the CHSB token to make sure that we will prevail, we will grow as a community, and we will go to Mars. Guys, like always, all the best, all the love.